Family, what is going on? And listen, once again, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your life, your spiritual life in some kind of way. As I said last time, I only desire to be one of those voices that potentially plays a part into you and your faith. And hear me, I have no agenda but to help. That is the only thing. And part of the reason that I think devotional time or intentional time is so important is because when I was younger, my godfather told me, the Reverend Russell Bailey said, son, the most important time of your life will be the first 30 minutes in the morning that you spend with God. And I really, really believe that to be true. So in my life, when I'm really locked in and on, I can feel the difference in my life. But when I'm off, sometimes that off can last a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. But I do know that I believe God speaks during those times, and I believe that I'm a better Christian during those specific times. And I want to hop right into today's thought, I would say. So it comes from this book, Practicing the Way by John Comer. Now, if you know me personally, then you know I'm a big fan of Comer. He wrote this book entitled The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry that I believe everybody needs to read. And I'm almost at the point, and I got to finish this one, but this is another one that I think everybody needs to read as well, as I'm halfway through it. And I want to share something that I was reading that I think you may find helpful because I found it extremely helpful and convicting to some degree, I would say, um, about what it means to be a believer in Jesus Christ, right? Because here it is, in the North American church, in the Western church, there's a certain type of way that we go about trying to make people Christians or their spiritual formation. And I can tell you, even though if I've never been to your church, I can tell you just about how we look at spiritual formation. It's usually through one of three ways. We either tell you, go to Bible study, read your Bible, or go to church. Actually, let me backtrack. We're either going to tell you, go to church, read your Bible and pray, and give. Those are the ways that typically we say are the ways in which your life is transformed, that you experience becoming being more like Christ. But I think if you have conversations with Christians that are older, or even you, if you've been in your faith walk for quite some time, you'll find that maybe not so much. And Coleman kind of gets at this, and he makes a statement that I thought was very, very interesting. He said, Christ likeness is possible, but it's not natural. He said, as a matter of fact, there is no such thing as an accidental saint. As a matter of fact, the only way to be a real disciple of Jesus Christ is that you've got to be intentional about it. You really have to go after it. And so again, notice, typically you and I, if we want to be more Christ-like, if we want to be more, if we want to be a stronger believer in Jesus Christ, what are we going to do? Most people are going to tell us, go to church, read your Bible, and pray. And I want to say that you need to do those things for sure. And Comer is saying the same thing. Those things should be a part of your life. But he quotes this research from Fuller Seminary by these two individuals that spent decades analyzing data of thousands of Christians' lives as they were searching for a developmental process that would help the people be more like Jesus over time. And there were 6 stages. I'm going to read them to you. The first stage is the recognition of God. The second stage is a life of discipleship. The third stage is a productive life. And then the third stage is usually followed by a wall, that they would hit a wall and it would be difficult to go past this particular wall. Stage 4 is a journey inward. Stage 5 will be a journey outward. And then stage 6 will be a life of love, right? So they conducted research and found that after surveying and watching the lives of thousands of Christians, that this was a reliable path of transformation to follow. And I think this is important because if we be honest, most of us probably desire to have a better walk with Jesus Christ, right? Like we would like to have a closer walk with Jesus, but this gets very, very difficult at times. And maybe not necessarily difficult. It's just it actually it is difficult. I'm not gonna lie. We're human. We're simple. So it is a difficult thing. So and I could spend a whole lot of time here, but I won't. So when we don't understand this particular process that they outline, and if you have questions or concerns or whatever, I could definitely go back and do this a whole lot more because there's a whole lot more here. But he says there are three losing strategies when you and I want to be more Christ-like. The first is willpower. That means you think that you can be more like Christ on your own willpower. And the problem is that willpower has made many of us successful in many different areas of our lives, on our jobs, while we were in school, in sports. We've always been allowed to use our willpower as a way to push past things, right? Or ascending to certain depths and certain heights because of utilizing our willpower. That's not always the way that it works when it comes to our faith. But then also the second losing strategy is Bible study. More Bible study. I literally, at the time I'm recording this, yesterday, had Bible study with a group of young adults. And one of the things I told them was, hey, because one young lady, she come and she's like, you know a lot more about the Bible than me. I've been a Christian for 17 years, and it feels as if I don't know a thing. And I was like, pause. Number one, you're fine. Number two, just because you quote unquote know more geography about the Bible, no more Greek words or Hebrew words, doesn't necessarily make you a better Christian, right? It's a whole lot of people that know a whole lot about the Bible, but aren't living it out. And then this third thing is a zap from heaven. A lot of us believe that we're going to get more Christ-like or have a relationship with Jesus Christ that's going to get stronger from some miraculous zap. And it may happen for you, right? Like I know testimonies of people that, for instance, had a taste for a particular substance or alcohol or something of that nature. And then one day they went cold turkey and they didn't want it anymore. Didn't even have the desire or the appetite for it. And that happens for some people. But that can't be your only thing that you rely on when it comes to trying to be more Christ-like. So there are three losing strategies. I'm giving it to you one more time. The first is willpower. The second is more Bible study. And then the third is the zap from heaven. Those are the three things that won't work in order to make you like Jesus Christ. Although we've possibly been told this the majority of our faith walk. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting that the majority of our walk with Jesus Christ, if you wanted to get closer, these are some of the things that people would tell you to do. So I don't know. I think I want to spend some more time with Comer and combing this out, because the question then becomes, how do we become more like Jesus? How do we become more faithful to Jesus and better stewards of this faith that we claim and hold to? So yeah, that's what I want to tell you. Be leery of those three pitfalls. Because if you want to be more like Christ, those may not be the spaces or the things that you have to hold on to that are going to make it happen. Essentially, as I always say, live in purpose, on purpose. Comment, let me know your concerns, your thoughts. Even if you didn't like what I said, I appreciate all of it. And I'll see y'all next week, this same time. Love y'all. Peace.